is meaningless without purpose. If you don't know why you're changing, if you don't know why you're doing the things you're doing, what incentive do you have to stay consistent? What is change? Why are we as a collective so infatuated with the idea of change? Why do we fantasize so much about change? About becoming someone new, unburdening the past, and becoming the best version of yourself? Why is it that every year we repeat the same patterns over and over again, starting New Year resolutions only to fall short of them yet again? And why do we keep feeding this insanity, feeding this idea that it's not this year, it'll be next year. Next year will be my year. Only for it to not be. Only for it to be another year where you do the same exact thing, stay in the same exact spot, and end up accomplishing none of your goals, only feeling less than because you didn't complete your goals and you didn't honor any of the commitments that you made for the start of the year. And that right there, that failure to change is why we crave change so much. Because at the end of our life, we don't want to take our final breath knowing that we lived one eternal day, one eternal month, one eternal year. Now, luckily for you, you have the ability to change your life now. You have the ability to change your life so drastically that 2 years from today, you won't even begin to understand what your life was like back then. So let today mark the beginning of your journey to change. Let today mark the beginning of when you finally understand change. When you finally know what it feels like to become someone new, to become the best version of yourself. What is change? Well, the dictionary definition is to make or become different. And that one word right there almost entirely sums up why change is so desired. To become different feels so synonymous with becoming new, with becoming better. And who doesn't want to become better, right? Who doesn't want to become an upgraded version of themselves? But this is where most people end up losing track. Most people don't understand what change is, how to keep this change that they've made. You know, you can change for a day, you can change for a week, a month, but can you keep that change? Can you permanently stay at that level? Most people can't, and this is why most people fail their New Year's resolutions and keep repeating this cycle over and over again. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's not something you'll say you'll do today, go to sleep tonight, and wake up tomorrow being this entirely different person, achieving all the things you want to achieve, having all your goals met. That's not how change works. Change is an everyday, day-to-day thing that you have to do. Change is built upon small, seemingly insignificant, everyday habits. Habits is what give way to change. You can't change without changing the small habits in your life. Things as small as making your bed every day, drinking tea instead of coffee, waking up at 6 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. Those small everyday habits that you willingly choose to make is what's going to incite a permanent change within you. But without a purpose to change, without a larger picture goal that inspires and motivates you every single day, you'll always fall short of change. Because change is meaningless without purpose. If you don't know why you're changing, if you don't know why you're doing the things you're doing, what incentive do you have to stay consistent? And that's why so many people don't change. They have no aspirations, they have no dreams, they have no purpose to what they are doing. They simply drift through life. keeping the same routines, eating the same foods, hanging out with the same people, never changing anything. Nothing is different, everything is the same. Only every year they get a little bit more bitter, a little bit more angry, and a little bit more empty, until they get to the point where they realize they wasted all the potential that they once had. But by then, it's usually too late. Okay, so now what? We have a basic fundamental understanding of what change is. We understand what's necessary for change. We know how to cause change. But how do we keep change? How do we stay consistent enough that this change becomes permanently ingrained in us and just becomes a part of our personality, a part of our everyday habits? And how do we maintain this in a way that we don't get burnt out and exhausted and actually have an exuberance and a desire to do this every day? Firstly, what you're changing for needs to be worth it in your mind. What you're changing for needs to be something that is going to be able to serve you years in the future. It is something that you do not for other people's validation, but for yourself. Something that's going to be able to gratify you and give you money, intelligence, a purpose for your entire life. And if not your entire life, for years to come. So for you, long-term motivation could be something like getting a degree, starting your own business, losing 100 pounds, anything that will benefit and serve you in the long term. So now that we have that basic sense of purpose found, we need to now learn how to actually implement habits into our life that is going to help us to achieve this goal. So first thing that I did, first thing that you should do, is write a pros and cons list of all the habits you are already taking in your life. So for example, a pro could be you wake up at 6 a.m. For example, a con could be you eat a lot of dairy and sugar. That'll give you a basic outline of how well you are navigating your life, of how well you are maintaining your body and how well you are maintaining your finances and everything of that sort. That right there should give you a pretty good basis on how well you're living your life. The next thing I want you to do is write down a list of goals you have. As many goals as you have, it does not matter. It doesn't even have to be something that's even realistic. Any goal that you have, any dream you've had that you have not done, any dream that you haven't put the effort into bringing into fruition, I want you to write down what that is, and then also write down why you want to achieve that goal. Why that goal is something that you've been dreaming about, thinking about. Why it is that you want to do that thing. And be completely honest with yourself. Even if it's something shallow, be honest with yourself. This entire thing needs to be built on integrity and honesty, because if you are not honest with yourself, this is not going to last. The last thing I want you to do is write down a schedule, a realistic schedule that you can actually accomplish. Do not be crazy and write down 20,000 things that you need to do in a day. Be real with yourself. Start off small. Start off with just one different habit a day that you can implement for a month straight that you are consistent with. And then once you do that and you know you are consistent, add another new habit that's going to build your life, that's going to make you healthier. And just keep doing that over and over again. Because once you build that integrity and you know that you can actually stay consistent with this, that will build so much confidence. That will make you feel so confident in yourself, knowing that you can actually stick to what you're saying and that you can keep that in your life for as long as it's needed. Because I know that when I wasn't keeping track of the things that I was doing, when I wasn't scheduling my time, when I was being very lazy and drifting, my life wasn't changing at all. I was staying very stagnant. I was doing the same things over and over again, and I wasn't enjoying my life. And that's why we yet again crave change, because if we desire change, it's because we're at a spot in our life that we don't like. We don't like who we are, we don't like our circumstances, we don't like how we look, we don't like what we're doing, what we're thinking, so we need change. We need to be different than the person we are at this point in our life, because you can't stay stagnant forever. You have to keep evolving your entire life, becoming a better person every single year, gaining new skills every single year, adding new habits, adding new things to your life. So once you have all of that finished, you need to just do it. It's literally that simple. Just doing it and actually taking action and actually starting those habits and doing it every single day will make the biggest difference. Not just doing it for one day, not just doing it for a week, but doing it for years on end, doing it for months on end will make a huge difference in your life and will change your life so fast. My life changed so much in 6 months alone, just for me actually sticking to what I planned and actually changing my habits. Something as simple as making my bed every single morning has made a huge difference in my life, and it will make the same difference in your life. So this is just a very simple, kind of cliche video, but at the same time, I think it's a very simplistic and insightful way to teach you how necessary it is to be consistent, to have healthy habits, and to change for the better, to keep growing your entire life, and to become the person you ultimately want to be. Because at the end of the day, we have full control over our own actions, over our own thoughts, and we can control literally every single outcome that we are allowed to control. And that means that we can become whoever we want, as long as we just take the initiative and stay consistent. Now, with that being said, if you liked this video at all, I would really appreciate it if you left a like, comment, or subscribe. It would just boost this video in the algorithm, let other people see this video, and it would just help my channel in general. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a beautiful day.